What's up, guys? Welcome to Musty Yeti's Tactical HQ. Today we're going to be covering a holster from RedEye Tactical. Before we get in too depth on the holster, I want to cover just a little bit about the company first. RedEye Tactical is based out of Alabama. They started back in 2013 with a desire to do something just a little bit different than what was already out there in the Kydex holster community. Most of their orders are custom special orders. Those are holsters they build directly for customers. They have a really good example of this on their Facebook page. They made a holster for someone who owned a Glock 30S. When they pressed the Kydex into the mold, they actually had the 30S in the form of the holster itself. RedEye isn't one of these companies that aimlessly busts out hundreds and hundreds of holsters at a time. They take their time building exactly what you want so it's right for you. The owner is a full-time firefighter paramedic. He builds holsters because it's something that he loves to do. Their holsters cost anywhere between $50 and $75 depending on what you want. That's definitely a reasonable price when compared to others on the market. They offer a wide range of holsters, including the most popular inside and outside the waistband holsters. I'll be sure to annotate their website on the screen somewhere here, and also include a link to their website and Facebook page down below in the description. Be sure to go check out their website and like their Facebook page. Shoot them a message if you're in the market for a new holster and tell them Musty Yeti sent you. So this is my first Kydex holster, and I want you guys to keep in mind, I'm no Philly EDC. I'm just an average guy that knows a few things to look for when checking out a holster. I'm by no means an expert, but I did make a list of things I wanted to pay attention to and share with you guys that I think really help us discuss some of the qualities of this holster. Now, I've shot about 500 rounds through my M&P9 using this holster, so I do have a fair amount of experience with it, and I feel like I can give a pretty good, honest opinion and review on this sucker. Let's go and get the M&P out of the holster. Guys, it's already been safety checked, so we're all clear there. Let me just go ahead and take this thing off. So I chose to go with the outside the waistband on this one. Obviously I chose to go with the carbon fiber front and the red backing. I think this is a really slick look without going too overboard. I didn't know this before, but the carbon fiber isn't actually Kydex. It's a thermal plastic called Holstex. However, the red is your normal typical Kydex material. For those of you who are curious about the thickness of this holster, it's sporting 0.08 Kydex. Like most outside the waistband holsters, we have a slight bend at the edges here to help the holster hug your hip a little bit better. We have your standard 1.5 inch belt loop here. Now, I have heard some horror stories of other holsters having belt loops that are too small to fit your average belt through. That's definitely not the case here. My belt fits through these loops perfectly. It's not too tight, nor is it too loose. So one of the first things I like to take a look at is the work around the edges. These edges aren't polished to a super shine. They have a matte finish because they understand this is a workhorse and it's not meant to be pretty. All the edges are super smooth and they're pretty consistent. There's no sharp edges or burrs, anything that's going to scrape or cut you. There are a couple of nicks in a few spots there, but nothing that's going to detract from the overall look or performance of the holster. Now, something that's really important to look for when you're checking out a holster is the front sight post channel here at the top of the holster. RedEye Tactical has done the right thing here and extended that channel the entire length of the holster. I've seen some companies that only have the space for their front sight post at the end of the holster here. With that, you run the risk of snagging the front sight post when you're drawing your pistol and damaging the holster, or even worse, your front sight, affecting your point of aim, point of impact. So again, RedEye takes care of that in all of their holsters. Another important feature to look for is the proper spacing up here for the ejection port. As you can see here, they've gone ahead and added the spacer into the molding process itself, and it runs the entire length of the holster, preventing any snagging of any kind when you draw your pistol. Now for the aesthetics of the holster itself. When I'm judging the looks of a holster, I first look at the rivets. As you can see, RedEye has done it right with this holster, and the rivets are evenly spaced and straight. They are all a good distance away from the edges where the pistol is, and it won't impede on the holster flexing when you either holster or draw your pistol. RedEye's signature move is placing one red rivet here in the bottom corner of their holsters, and I think it looks really sick with the carbon fiber front and the red back. Definition is also something to consider when judging the holster's aesthetics. The definition here is nice, so I have no complaints there. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the Phillips head screws here at the top. Some people prefer Allen head screws up here, so you're not as likely to slip and scratch or damage your holster. I, on the other hand, prefer the Phillips head screws because that's something I can tighten with a pocket knife, or hell, even a spent shell if I need to. Either way, that's something that can easily be changed by running to your local hardware store. Obviously these screws attach your belt loop here. These can be moved up and down the holster depending on how you like to carry your pistol, either higher or lower on your waistband. Next we're going to be talking about the most important part, the fitment. So let me change some things up and we'll come right back. Alright guys, we're back to talk about the most important part, the retention of this holster. I'm going to admit here guys that the retention of this sucker was a little tight when I first got it. However, once I shot those 500 rounds through it, it did loosen up. But one really key thing that I did that RedEye Tactical told me to do was to add just a drop of lube to the inside of the Kydex just to help your pistol slide in and slide out just a little bit easier. That helped out a lot. Either way, once this was installed on my belt, I had zero issues drawing my pistol. So let's go ahead and show how this thing works. Let's turn this around. Guys, again, this has been safety checked, so we're all clear. So you get that pop you guys are looking for, that little verbal reassurance that you have holstered your pistol. So as you can see, it's not hard at all now. That lube really did help. But again, you get that pop, and it's easy to pull out. There's absolutely no way this thing is coming out of the holster unless you wanted to. All in all guys, I'm really impressed with this holster, and not just with its looks, but its functionality. Again, you guys should go check out their website and Facebook page. Make sure you like their Facebook page so you don't miss out on any of the cool stuff they have coming out. If you send them a message, tell them Musty Yeti sent you. Well guys, that's about it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave in the comment box below. I'd appreciate if you hit the like button down in the corner as well. As usual guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.